Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to start our backs for our metabolic blast. Hips up. You're going to bring your knees in and out. Your feet should be a little wider than shoulders distance apart. You want to keep the hips lifted nice and high as you bring your knees in and out. It's a good hip, ab, and adductor warm up. Got about 10 more seconds. Okay, we're going to release, legs straight, feet flexed. We're going to do a single leg kick. On these, you're going to keep your feet flexed and your legs pretty straight. You want to get a good hamstring stretch at the top. And as your arms move, you'll get those shoulders warmed up. And then we're going to flip over to our stomachs. We're going to do a cobra stretch. Hands outside your chest. Stretch out your stomach. We've done these before in the metabolic blast. But each of these exercises are going to transition into something a little different today. Okay. Next, we're going to do a simple side leg raise, and you can use those arms too to get the shoulders warmed up. Try not to turn your toe up toward the ceiling. You want those shoelaces to stay facing forward and the side of your foot to face the ceiling, so you continue to warm up those hips. Okay, next we're going to just pivot, quarter squat, pivot back. Pivot, quarter squat, pivot back. You don't want to squat too deep yet. And next up, we're going to do a calf raise, arm swing. Get nice and high on those toes. Bring the arms straight up overhead. Just feel your calves warming up. Got 5 more seconds here. And we'll start round 2. For round 2, instead of going to the floor for the in and out with your knees, we're going to start here, do a little bit of a hop, internally and externally rotating your hips. You don't have to leave the floor a lot, just enough to get those toes turned in safely. So you've got to kind of leave the floor a little bit to do that. If it's too much, get back down onto the floor and rotate your hips. Okay, now we'll hit the floor. Your straight leg kick's going to become a single leg V-up. Whenever we do these, if you can only do a crunch, that's okay. Trying to power up to our tailbone if possible. Okay, our cobra is going to become a hand release push-up. You'll start the same position, push up, come down, lift your hands. So there's a retraction in your shoulder blades at the bottom. When you lift your hands off the floor, you'll feel the back of your shoulders working. That way we can balance out our chest and our back. Try not to do a cobra here. This is not a cobra. It's a push-up. So you do not want your chest to lift before your body. Okay. Our side leg raises now become a side kickboxing kick. Same rules apply. Side of your foot faces the ceiling, not your shoelaces. So you want to angle your hip up a bit And on a kickboxing kick, we're gonna bend and straighten our leg without ever really snapping out that joint. You don't want to totally lock out. Kind of pretend you're hitting something before the lockout. Okay. Now we're gonna take a quarter hop turn. Again, going into a half squat. Not too big of a squat yet. But instead of pivoting, you are hopping now. Just a quarter. Okay. And now the calf raise is going to become a complete squat to a calf raise. All right, to round 3. We've got a full V up. Very difficult exercise. If you can't get all the way up, go back to the single leg. Okay. Oops, I forgot the internal external rotations for your hips. We'll just flip-flop those two. These we're gonna do on the floor this time. So what we're gonna do is take those knees in and out, keeping your knees about 1 inch off the floor if you can. So you don't wanna pop your butt up. You wanna keep your butt low, knees low, and you're doing the same thing you did when you were standing. I don't know how well you can see my knees. Maybe I'll go to the side. Okay. Instead of a hand release push-up, we're doing a full push-up. If that's too much, you can just go to your knees, or you can go back to your hand release push-up. Okay. Now your side kicks. You're gonna hop from one side to the other. So you'll see my foot is leaving the floor for a moment before the other foot hits. So it's that slightest hop. Getting the heart rate up a little more. Still keeping the side of the foot facing the ceiling. Okay. Quarter hop turns are going to become squat hop quarter turns. You're only squatting when you turn to the side. In the center, you're back up. Down, up. Now my knee has been bothering me, so you're going to continue to do those, and I'm going to do the modified. You're gonna get through your 30 seconds. I swear I'm not being a wimp. Okay. Lastly is the calf raise, but now we're gonna do it into a vertical jump. Up, squat back, up. Again, I'm not gonna leave the floor, but round 3, if you're up for it, you are leaving the floor right now. I'm going back to level 2, but I'd like you to leave the floor if you can. I'll be back in action next week, I hope. And that's it. Good job.